Once we have all these plans laid out for the country and we believe that we can get there, yes, we can, there are threats to it. Not the least, there are people out there who have come up with grandiose manifestos that run counter to what I've been saying, the philosophy of how we manage the resources, especially our oil and gas resources for the country, amongst which, number one, if you talk about reducing the price of petrol and diesel and gas as a campaign promise, I don't have to tell you the repercussions of this. Already our domestic prices are amongst the lowest in the world. For every liter of RON 95, there's an 80-cent subsidy there, making us one of the, I think, number 7 or number 9 cheapest in the world. And our gas prices, domestic gas prices, are some of the lowest in the world. This is causing a lot of pain to Tan Sri Samsul. Every time we meet, he said, can you increase the price of gas? And yet, there are people out there who have promised in their manifesto that they want to reduce even further the price of petroleum in the country, petrol and gas. What does it mean? It means that the subsidy, which is already 23 billion a year, will touch 30 billion or even more. The hidden subsidy to Petronas for oil and for gas prices is huge. That will even get bigger. What is the implication? Implication is that you will find resources that should be channeled for productive investment, for long-term investment, even medium-term investment, will be channeled for private consumption. And that is a recipe for economic disaster. Increasing royalty from 5% to 20%, what's the implication of that? I just mentioned that the oil and gas industry requires huge amounts of capex and also reinvestment. I mean, you're talking about enhanced oil recovery. You're talking about exploring deeper or oil fields in deeper waters and other innovative investment that you need to do. That requires investment. Now imagine at the top, instead of 5%, 20% goes off. What happens? Not only the treasury will be affected, but Petronas's ability to reinvest and to invest the amount that's required to look for new reserves, not only new reserves, but even to maintain existing ones, will be in very, very serious jeopardy. And that you should know even better than I do. And that is a fact that cannot be denied. It's the fact that Tan Sri Samsul keeps on saying to me that please ensure Petronas has enough reserves to do reinvestment. And we are mindful of that. Of course, when as Minister of Finance, I ask for dividends from Petronas. And there's a time in a year where I ask for dividends. And we, of course, we sit across the table, we say, okay, and I will say to him, can you increase 1 or 2 billion? He say, yes, maybe not 2, 1, yes, perhaps. And that's the kind of, discussions we embark on, but not taking away huge amount of financial resources that will cripple Petronas. Petronas will not be the same organization as it is today if from day one we give 20% royalty. It will never be the same. But when the money goes into the coffer of the government spends actually more through the government system to states that are producing oil. So it is a win-win situation. We make sure Petronas has enough money, reserves for investment and reinvestment. At the same time, there's enough money through the national budget. And Tan Sri Sidi was part of the system for many years, understands this, appreciates this fact. So the money goes for development, operating expenditure, Sabah, Sarawak, Terengganu, and a lot of activities taking place there. So that's the kind of arrangement that preserves Petronas as a going concern, and at the same time ensures there's enough socio-economic development in the country. Thirdly, what have they promised? To create a permanent standing committee in Parliament, in their manifesto. In other words, MPs in Parliament can summon Petronas, can summon the chairman, the president of Petronas to appear, giving instructions. Can you imagine that? What will it do to Petronas, the independence, the flexibility? You will be hampered. I mean, right now we're giving you a lot more flexibility. I've even decided a few months ago that all the big tenders that used to be referred to Treasury, I said, no, why should I decide? Give it back. Let the board decide, I said. So it's gone back to Petronas. I don't make the final decision. No, it doesn't count. I trust the board, the wisdom of the board. Let them decide. I don't want to make decisions over big tenders, I said. So that's where we're heading, the current government, what we believe, the trust we have in Petronas, as opposed to the measures listed out in the opposition manifesto. And to top it all, they said they will reconsider RAPID. Now, RAPID is the biggest investment, more than 40 billion ringgit. You want to reconsider RAPID, Pengerang? RAPID is a project that I want to see implemented rapidly, is it? I said that. But opposition wants to put it in reverse gear. Again, they are acting against the interests of Petronas. So I rest my case. I've said, I've given you the facts. And the time will come soon for you to decide. And please decide wisely. Because what is at stake is not just who gets to Putrajaya, but the future destiny of Malaysia.